Hello everyone, I am your General Manager, Salas Creed. Welcome to Episode 2 of War, where the first match kicking us off is a lockdown #1 contender. So entering up first, we've already seen him on War last week. He cut a promo, talk about how he plans to win back the title of a competitor. But back to Nick.
I was cast out with the fire in my eyes,
but ended up getting
torn from the skies. Now I make angels cry. A shadow on the soul, I don't forgive. Step in my path, you won't live.
Now, he says he will do whatever it takes to reclaim that title. But here he is right now with a bigger title known as a lockdown #1
I was cast out with the fire in my eyes, torn from the
Some things to know about him.
I make angels cry.
Some wrestlers
A shadow on your soul, I don't forgive.
Follows
Step in my
long
path,
trail
you
of
won't
blood.
live.
He turned pain,
There's no mercy, this is how I
and
feel.
brutality.
One way in,
When he was just 14,
welcome
he
to
was doing backyard
hell.
promotions, where
Fallen
the ring was
angel,
3 feet
wings made of steel.
and acting like it was going to
I
collapse.
don't
The
forget,
audience was
I don't
behind
kneel.
the fan.
You crossed the line, now feel
Every
the
single
spell.
suplex
You
onto
just
plywood and every
push
chair
your
that needs
ticket to
every
hell.
backyard brawl is what he is watching. When he turned 18,
No quiet
he no longer
things
just
when
had
I
a
walk
dream.
through the
He was a
flame.
battle
Just broken
hardened fighter.
bones and
He was
forgotten
forged in
names.
was lost.
You prayed for life.
So, when
I brought the
PCW
dark.
announced Procreate
You
Wrestling
let
was
the
over, they
fuse
scouted
bring
him,
the spark.
and he got a knee
Oh,
as he entered the alley.
this ain't no
Nick
warning. It's how I
But it
felt.
wasn't enough.
It's one way down. Welcome to hell.
He began to outshine everybody.
Fallen angel,
Nick
wings
Apex
made of steel.
and the fallen angel.
I don't forget, I don't kneel. You
He
crossed the
followed the
line,
name change
now
with the
feel the spell.
as the extra
You
name
just push your
by
ticket
surviving
to
at their
hell.
championship. See, he didn't just win his matches, he survived the war and transformed his was feared prize into a trophy of blood,
I was
sweat,
cast out with the fire in my eyes.
Later, they put him in his Hall of Fame. There wasn't a celebration, it was a recognition of the scars and the blood that he had left behind.
Step in my path, you won't live. Oh.
Next up entering is none other than the Psycho Killer Vince Six. Better known as our War Champion, who officially beat Primetime Power to become the new War Championship. There's a #1 contender for that match tonight, later on. And, as your general manager, I chose to add a little twist. We'll see what it is when we get there. But, at just 21 years old, he has already carved a path in blood and betrayal. And the name, the Psycho Killer, was known for his aggressiveness in each match. And a name that always will stick to him and cause to go deeper than any blade is the Prodigal Son. Because in his bloodline, you're surrounded by greatness. His grandfather was a wrestling icon, and a multi-time world championship, and a 3-time Hall of Famer. See, Vince idolized him and wanted to become a student of his aura, and that is what he did. So as the referee is ready to signal for the bell here, the match officially begins. As the Fallen Angel takes his time on the offense right now, making sure Vince does not get a chance at all. Just beating him down on the head, continuing his offense as he plans to show Vince he is determined to make it to lockdown. And he already goes for the pin. Is it down? 1. And a kick out by Vince. He knows he's going to need to do a lot more if he plans to put down the guy who is the War Championship. As he grabs him, locks him in. Is he going to make him tap? He locks him in the submission armbar, but instead breaks his own submission as he climbs to the top rope, people. He's calling Vince back to his feet, telling him to get up as he just plans to put him back down with a cutter. Vince stomps right, Nick stomps on Vince. As now, Nick continues his offense and sending Vince to the outside. What is next, people? Will there be any stop? I don't think so. Vince is right now still on the defense as Nick holds his offense, making sure there's no room for error here. As he goes for the pin, is he down, people? 1. Oh, kick out by Vince. Nick right now, as he goes jumping right onto Vince, rolls him over and picks him up, locking in another submission hold. Will he tap or will he break his submission? Oh, is Vince going to break out? Vince breaks out. Is his string of offense finally starting to come here, people? Yes, Vince takes hold of offense now as Nick is thrown back onto the defense here. Kick right to the gut from Vince. And already a 1 count, but Nick kicks out. Rolls him over, stomps right to the head. Knee to the face from Vince, as now he continues his offense now. He's calling for him to get back up as he knows he's just going to jump and put him back down with a kick right to the face. Tries to go for a leg drop, but Vince gets countered by Nick Angel, as now Nick Angel locks in. Another submission hold. Is he going to tap here, people? Oh, Vince tosses him off, but Nick gets back to his feet now as he continues. Picks him back up, goes to the back of his head, gets tossed right to the floor, gets rolled over, and turned back again as Vince now goes to break and target the leg of Vince 6, people. As now gets flipped around, tossed over, leaving no room. Nick continues what he wanted to finish, that being his offense and his determination to make it to lockdown. But Vince reverses, and goes for the pin. 1, 2. Try to play possum here, but it did not work, people. Going for another pin already. Is he down for the count? Feet on the ropes. But Ref saw it. He calls the rope break, telling Vince to get his feet off the ropes as Vince gets tossed into the ropes. Nick Angel with a clothesline to him. As now, Vince tosses him into the ringside. Picks him back up. Hits him. Sending him right to ringside, people. Vince is now in the ring, as now Nick Angel and Vince both climb back into the ring. But no, wait, Nick Angel's going around circling him like a hound dog, people. Rolls into the ring. And Vince continues his offense, taking his opponent right to his feet. Now aiming for that arm, but fails. But Vince continues his offense here, picking him up. For what? Spinning him around. How is Nick not getting dizzy? And Nick gets tossed down to the floor. Is he down? 1? Only a 1 count, people. Vince knows he needs stomp to the face right from Vince to Nick. As now, Nick picks him up, setting him for what finished his last match. Kick to the face. Is he down, people? Is he down? 1, 2. Kick out by Nick Angel. I don't believe it, but I don't think neither does Vince. Vince thought he had him down for the count there, people, as now he's calling Nick to get back to his feet. And a jump in from the top rope, drop kick. Call him into the corner now as he waits. Goes for the running right with his back. As now Nick is on the ground while Vince just taunts him. Tell him to get up as he goes off the top rope into a cutter. Is he down for the count, people? 1, 2, 3. Vince 6 goes on to lockdown, and later tonight he is a special guest referee for a War Championship qualifier. The next match is a number 1 contender for the World Hardcore Championship next week, and it's under triple threat deathmatch rules, which is falls count anywhere, elimination, and you can only win by TKO. So, entering up first, who has also made an appearance last week on War, Showtime Veron Quinn. Some things to know if you're new here. See, he's not just a wrestler. He is the event. He got the name Showtime from the attention he is second he appears, and the slow strut with his smirk. He was raised in Jefferson City, and his first stage was in a casino floor. It was the hardwood of a family dojo. That's about it. So, entering next up, who was our War Championship until last week when Vince 6 officially beat him by getting the pinfall, is none other than Prime Time Jordan Powell. He was raised in West Palm Beach, Florida, and surrounded by luxury, flash, and he soaked it all in, letting his ego go sharper than his dress. Sure, he doesn't intimidate with his size at only 5'10 and 205, but he thrives on chaos, which is why I chose to put him into this match, along with one other competitor who is also known for a few weapons in their backstory. I'll explain that right now. Next up, and the third guy in the match, is none other than Hacksaw Elliott, who is a recent competitor. He appeared last week and got his shot versus Tank Damien in a lockdown number 1 qualifier match. And he lost that match. So, as GM, I chose to also put a little pity into him, so I gave him the match. Because a normal one-on-one wouldn't be interesting, you know? Where it's just extreme rules. So, I chose to have a little fun with it. Some things you can know about him. He never learned discipline through dojos or spotlight. He used to learn it on concrete streets. He was dodging fists, bottles, and scars. But not every scar he had would tell a happy ending. He got the name Hacksaw because during a chaotic bar fight, let's just say he got in some trouble with some people, he went into a construction skip nearby and used a rusty hacksaw blade, giving him the name Hacksaw. So, when I asked Jacob about who he thinks is going to win this, or his opinion on these guys, he said he doesn't worry since he knows he's going to beat the hell out of whoever wins this. Primetime got defeated by the Psycho Killer. hell, he's gonna be able to beat him. We got Showtime over here. He's the whole damn show, not just the show for a time. And Hacksaw, he also knows how to go extreme. He was raised in blood-stained fight clubs. So, he said he's pretty confident in beating whoever wins this. And later tonight, Jacob does have a match in a underground match versus Thiago Santos. But more on that later. Now back to the match as Hacksaw grabs Powell and throws him, strike him right below the waist. As now Showtime tosses him to the floor. As now Showtime grabs Primetime and hits him with the clothesline. Now with Ron Quinn, grab him, toss him up, and down he goes. So, as I said before, this is a triple threat death match. If you couldn't read the rules before, this is under triple threat extreme rules. It is a falls count anywhere. You cannot win by pinfall or submission. You can only win by knockout or total knockout. So, let's continue now. Hacksaw right now taking the lead as he brought in Janice not too long ago. Now with Prime Time looking under the ring for a weapon of destruction, that being a barbed wire baseball bat. While Hacksaw continues his offense on Veron Quinn, we got Powell just waiting to use that baseball bat, waiting to inflict harm on Hacksaw. Because I'm not sure he's still pretty happy about losing his war championship to Vince, so yeah. Then, also, like I said, Nick Angel demanded a rematch. Well, he already had his match tonight, which is the lockdown #1 contender. But who knows? Maybe he'll try and pull some strings. Anyway, now Hacksaw with a barbed wire bat as Ron Quinn's in the corner, as now we got Powell just being beat up by Hacksaw with whatever he can. Oh, almost right on Janice there. As now Hacksaw gets picked up by Veron Quinn and dropped right onto his back. As now Powell's recovering right on the ringside. As now Veron Quinn continues his offense on Hacksaw, while Jordan's just showing off to the crowd, since that's what he's known for. But now Veron Quinn continues beating him with strikes after strikes, but Hacksaw takes this as his opportunity. Right as Powell goes down, he goes and starts tossing around Veron Quinn. As Veron Quinn gets stiffed, clotheslined right onto Janice. And oh my god, I think Primetime's bleeding. Anyway, Hacksaw goes out to the ring right now while Veron Quinn continues his offense on Powell, while Hacksaw grabs a kendo stick. And, oh, that was a light tube. As the smoke just goes all out from the light tube. As Hacksaw now continues, but gets shut down by Veron Quinn. Another reason why I put Hacksaw in this match is he was raised with weapons such as stuff similar to the broken bottles and glass. But will he be able to use it all useful tonight in this familiar scenario? Maybe. And a backbreaker from Quinn right onto Primetime as Hacksaw gets up and tries to hit a spinning back kick but gets shut down by Showtime. Hacksaw crawls back up, gets tossed up right into the other corner as now he grabs him into the other corner but gets shut down by Primetime. As now Primetime tosses him down, flips around Ron Quinn, knee to the face, both of them dead on the floor right now. As Hacksaw just gets moonsaulted on by Primetime. Showtime now, right to Primetime. As now he's just showing off to the crowd, saying, this is going to be my chance at a world title. Oh, is Powell down? setting up for the Three Amigos. 2. Is he gonna get the third one off before Hacksaw gets up? 3 Amigos. And now Hacksaw slowly getting back up. As now Veron right onto Janice head first with Hacksaw. And now Veron's bleeding too. The only one I believe that isn't bleeding is Hacksaw. But again, things can change. Dropkick right from Powell. As now Veron Quinn gets clotheslined. As now Primetime continues his offense right on Showtime, giving Hacksaw time to get up and instantly gets attacked right to Hacksaw. And now Hacksaw on the backside of the ropes. Primetime grabbing Veron Quinn. Is he down? As he hits him with some kind of finishing move, while Hacksaw picks him up and right to the back of the head from Hacksaw. Remember, the match, you are not eliminated until you are knocked out, with there being no pinfall and no submission. So, Hacksaw picks up Powell now, continuing strike after strike in a fury of combinations, with Veron Quinn shutting him down, making sure, as now he goes, Hacksaw is now bleeding, with Primetime in the corner, and Veron setting up Hacksaw as he just dives on him, picks him back up, and grabs Jordan. Choke slam from Veron as now he's telling Hacksaw to get up, just to put him down into a submission hold. But as I said before, submissions aren't allowed, so even if you get him to tap, it will not work. Now we have Jordan getting back up, but Veron Quinn continuing his assault right now. We have Veron Quinn now just showing off to the crowd as he goes running right into Jordan. Now, as he picks him up and slams him right onto one of the Janices. Now, he is continuing his offense with none other than Hacksaw here, people. I'm not sure how much fight these men got left in them, but we know there can only be one. So they are going to have to push their fighting spirit until the end of their days. As now Jordan's in the corner, Hacksaw gets up, Veron Quinn grabs a light tube, it seems, right to the back of Hacksaw now. As he goes, staring down Jordan, punches him, setting him up, punches him again, goes for the Three Amigos with a 1, 2, 3 as Hacksaw watches him get tossed down. Now focusing on Veron, but another submission hold. He knows he can tap here, since there is and that is exactly what he did. But he is not eliminated because he was not knocked out, people. So, here we have Showtime now picking up Jordan and bench pressing him right down as Hacksaw gets up. But Showtime locks on power slam. How are none of these guys knocked out yet, surprisingly? As now we have Showtime continuing his offense as Jordan gets up just to be put back down. Now grabs Janice, attacking Hacksaw with it while Jordan's in the corner. Hacksaw just being beaten down slowly as he rolls out to the ring, with Jordan being thrown to the ropes by Showtime, but reverses it, starts his offense. He finally gets a chance to play his offense now after being put on the defense for so long. jump right from Jordan onto Veron as Hacksaw looks for another weapon of destruction, that being another light tube right to Primetime as he is down now on ring canvas as Hacksaw hypes up as Showtime wakes up, punch right from Hacksaw, gets into the ring, but Showtime grabs him, picks him up, tosses him backwards right onto Janice. What is he planning here as he grabs another weapon of destruction into the corner with Hacksaw while there's another light tube in play by none other than Jordan. Jordan plans to use that light tube, but fails after Veron noticed it and got it out of his hands before he could stop it. But reversed again by Jordan. Jordan now is showing people he is here. He is no longer going to just play the defense. Hacksaw gets up, spinning back kick right to Primetime. And another kick to the face to Showtime. As now he's calling Primetime back up to the top. As he kicks him right to the face again. Now here we have Hacksaw with a kendo stick beating him down, but snaps in half as now he goes into the corner and is hyping up the crowd and himself as he goes knee to the face of Primetime. Showtime spinning back kick from Hacksaw now as he grabs Janice and starts using Janice to his side, but his chances of offense were cut short by Showtime. And now, Primetime picking up Showtime, bringing him down. Who's going to be the first eliminated here, folks? As he calls Hacksaw up to the floor. Jumping attack right onto Hacksaw. What is next, people? Right to Hacksaw with Janice. And now, Primetime takes the corner as his eyes are locked onto Veron Quinn, planning to knock his ass out. The camera flashes. Still nothing, people. Still no knockouts. As now he beats him with Janice. It's official, Veron Quinn's eliminated. Now it's just one-on-one, people. Who's going to be the number one qualifier in a street fight next week for the World Hardcore Championship? We have Hacksaw getting it hyped up as he now continues his offense on Jordan. Now, as Hacksaw takes Jordan back to the floor after picking him up, knee to the face, Primetime may be done for, folks. Another big move like that, he's probably out. As now Hacksaw climbs back into the ring, staring at his assortment of weapons on the mat, covered in blood, sweat. As now he grabs the barbed wire bat. As now Jordan gets out to the ring and hits him down. As now he goes into the ring, grabs another barbed wire bat. What is he planning? As now he attacks Hacksaw with the bat, beat after beat. As now he's calling him back to his feet, people. What is he planning here? Oh my god. Kick after kick. Is Hacksaw down, people? No, calling him back up. Kick after kick again. I don't believe it. Primetime Powell is officially going to have a number one, is going to face Jacob the Straight Edge next week for the World Hardcore Championship. Congratulations on Primetime Powell. Now it's time for our next match, which is another lockdown number one contender. So, up first in this Lockdown number 1 qualifying match is none other than Tony TNT Tucker. I do believe he did wrestle last week, but I am not sure, so don't quote me on that. Okay, no he did not. So this is his first match on War. So, this is his debut match. So, some things you can know about him. He was born and raised in Toronto. He was cradled in ropes of wrestling world. He didn't learn cartoons or crayons, just echoes of a bell and the roaring of the crowd. He was under the boots of a respected journeyman and heir to Dragon Breath Wrestling, which is his family's local promotion. He grew up backstage at ringside and in the heart of the fight. By the time he already was walking, he wanted to run the rope. By the time he could talk, he was calling matches in his living room. See, it's not just a dream to him, it is in his blood.
You don't earn this.
Next up is his opponent, none other than the Natural, Steven Wilson. He did have a match last week in an Academy Championship TLC with Devin Young, him, and Mel and Malik Storm. Sure, he did end up losing that match, but you know what they say, you learn from your losses. So, he's not born into glory. He will fight for every bit of it. He came from a broken home, and backyard brawls on trampolines that were busted. He wanted to do one thing only, to become REW World Champion, just like his father was. See, it's more than just a promotion. It is in his blood. He took his demon into the ring and beat it in silence. He got busted knuckles and barbed wire scars. He carves his name into REW. He is now a 10-time REW World Champion, and he is going to prove that time and time again, destiny will always bow to discipline. He will make no mistake, REW is still a home field, and he will carry the name like a battle flag. See, he didn't just survive, he conquered. He didn't just win titles, he became the standard holder. He is the Natural, and his story is far from over. So, here we have both of our competitors here. This is for a Lockdown spot in the Elimination Chamber. And already with the Canadian Destroyer 1. My God, I was not expecting that from Steven, just a running Canadian. Anyway, Tony and Steven locking up now as he gets pushed back, tries to go for a cutter but fails. Steven Wilson tries to grab him but instantly gets knocked back. Now here we have Tony just continuing his assault right on to none other than the Natural, Steven Wilson, as ENT continues his offense. Already into the corner now. Running attack. Clothesline right to the Natural here. As now gets picked up just to get tossed back down. Grabbing him by his feet. And now putting pressure right on his leg. Making sure there is no chance of escape. Making sure he can cause as much pain as he humanly can. Because he wants to move on in his Lockdown PLE match. And he wants to make it to the Elimination Chamber. But so does Wilson. So this is truly a bout of who truly can inflict the most damage. Already going for a pin now. 1. And already got to the 1 count, but kick out by the Natural. Claw right to the side of him, locking in a submission hold. Will he tap right now, folks? No, he breaks free. Now, as Natural tries to go for a jumping cutter, but fails as Steven Wilson takes him back down, grabbing him by his feet now, putting pressure on that foot again, as he just yanked him back on the ring canvas. But now Steven Wilson starts his offense back up and already gets shut down by Tony TNT Tucker. So, Tony, this is his first match on War, and this is not Steven's, but this is the final Lockdown number 1 qualifier we will have on War, because the Lockdown is coming in 2 weeks, and next week, as your War general manager, I'll have a special announcement next week. Not about Lockdown. I'm going to leave it there. But now, Steven Wilson calling him back to his feet as he goes diving, face breaker. Is he down for the count, people? 1, 2, kick out by Tony. Now, as Steven picks him back up, setting him up, but gets reversed by Tony. Tony is now pumped as he's trying to get the crowd on his side as he gets top rope. As the cameras are flashing as he plans to go for a diving clothesline and goes for the pin. 1, 2. 2 count and kick out, though, by Steven. Just stomping right down on him. Now calling him back to his feet. The cameras are flashing again for another iconic moment as Tony goes for the pin. 1, 2, kick out by Steven. Tony doesn't believe it. He does not believe that he still kicks out, as now he locks in a submission, claw right to the shoulder, continuing his offense, but lets go of it. Now, as he grabs Steven, picks him up into a military press, and drops him right onto the mat. But Steven Wilson gets back up, but gets cut down by a drop kick. But Steven Wilson gets a burst of energy, gets up, clothesline, failed clothesline, and a power slam right to Tony. But he gets back up and continues his offense now. And now we have him tossed down right now as he takes Steven Wilson, picks him up for another bench press as he prepares to slam him back down. As now, Tony takes middle rope, calling Steven to his feet. Goes for a diving attack, gets Steven back down to the floor. As now he gets Steven up on his shoulders, gets reversed as he tries to go and attack him. Steven Wilson, Superman punch, goes for the pinfall. Is it over? 1, 2, kick out by Tony. How much longer these two men are wondering until the other doesn't kick out. And I can finally be declared the damn winner. Spear from the Natural. Is Tony down? 1, 2, 3. Tony is down as the Natural goes on to Lockdown.
I walked through fire, I broke the chains, I bled in silence just to carve my name. They said I'd fall, but I rose instead, 'cause legends don't die, they're born and bred. They never saw me coming.
Nice job for the Natural, Steven Wilson. He is moving on to Lockdown. in the Elimination Chamber. It is time for our War number 1 qualifying match. So, this person does not need another introduction. You know him well. He is your special guest referee of the night. Vince 6, our War champion. He is here to do one thing, officiate. And he knows when there's rules, he's the official. He gets to call the shots. There's the Tron that says Psycho Killer, also known as his nickname, as he just basks in the glory of being in another match. As he just walks down the ramp and continues. Because he knows he's hyping up the crowd right now. Look at that. Hyping up, knowing he is back again and he's everybody's favorite. Next up is someone who also appeared last week at War episode, at the Return of War, Diamond Hughes. See, he was raised under the looming shadow of an older brother, Mac. He, who was an enforcer whose name rang through gang legends. See, Diamond was never supposed to take the same path, but he didn't want to just reject it. Diamond fought and thrived. He was a natural athlete. He became captain on almost every team, and he carried a legacy that was a weight and a torch. His style is self-taught and street-studied. He watched wrestling icons like the Usos, Ray, and Eddie Guerrero. He learned to be a fighter. Next up is the person who is heading to lockdown, and who may have a chance at being a future champion. The Blueprint Tank Damien, who beat Hacksaw Elliott last week to enter the Elimination Chamber. He's coming from Chicago. See, Chicago doesn't raise weak, it will eat the weak alive. He didn't just survive the streets, he learned to carve his name right into them. He was taught in the underground fighting scene. He was the man that you never wanted to cross. He fought without rules, no mercy, and most of all, without any fear. He built a reputation as a demolition crew. See, he calls himself the Blueprint because he's a model of destruction. A combination of raw power and methodological precision. Nothing he does is wasted. He makes sure every punch is measured and every slam is going to leave broken spirits and his opponents. He is a storm contained in a human form with a cold but calculating pacing. And he's like an architect tearing down a building brick by brick. See, he does not do any flash. He does not waste energy. And once the bell rings, the demolition crew has arrived. Up next is a person who is ready for anything. Malik Storm, accompanied by his brother, who is in a bloodline of forgotten wrestlers. No one in the family spoke about wrestling after a near paralyzing injury happened to one of the members in their bloodline. See, he didn't just watch their replays, he studied them. He felt something raw. While others ran away from their legacies, he dragged this out of the grave. He felt like he had something to prove. See, he doesn't care about glory. He wants to make the Storm name hit harder than it did. Referee signals for the bell. The match begins. We have Vince 6 as our referee here, people. So, he could be trying to favor towards someone he couldn't be. I don't know. We'll find out. Anyway, as the match continues now, with a roll-up from Malik, as Tank breaks it up and now continues his offense right now, with a jumping moonsault, I believe, as now Malik takes Damien down and uses his own jumping moonsault, and now we have Tank, Damien, and Malik up while Diamond is down on the ground. Diamond hitting him with a suplex, but gets broken up by Tank. As Vince right now continues watching his opponents face off, knowing that one of these are becoming his challenger for next week. So, you're probably wondering then, why did I choose Vince for this? Well, I chose Vince for one reason, and one reason only. He seems like the type to try and rig it. He seems like the type to somehow make it so there's no challenger at all for him. So, I made it so I've got some talking. If he does not enforce the rules well enough, a replacement will be sent out. So, will he keep it that way? Let's find out. Here we have two kendo sticks in the ring right now. Diamond continues his offense right now as he goes for the pin. 1, 2, 2 count, but that was a slow count there. So maybe he's trying to rig it towards Diamond right now. I don't know. As now Tank goes out of the ring, goes back in as Malik spears down Diamond. As Tank grabs a weapon, but does not get the chance to use it. Right now, here we have Vince right now getting distracted by some people in the crowd during the pinfall, so nobody could count the pinfall. Who knows, maybe that could have been the pinfall that ended up winning it. Here we have Malik Tank and Diamond all fighting each other now, while Vince just watches from the corner, not even caring about the weapons in the ring. And here we have a weapon being used. And he's not going to... And weapons... Surprisingly, not removing the weapons. Sure, even though it is a triple threat, but... Diamond right now grabbing Malik, taking him down, while Tank hypes up the crowd right now. Vince looking at him. I think he has a favorite to win this, maybe. He may be favoriting someone here, but who knows, to be honest. So, let's see. Tank goes for the pin. Is he down for the count? 1. Oh, checking his nails, but he couldn't count the pin. As now, a weapon just gets used. Tank is bleeding now. And Malik Storm, as now, tossed right down by Malik. As now he climbs out of the ring, calls Tank to his feet. But no, Diamond stops him. As now he goes up, takes Tank down. Is he down for the count? 1, 2, kick out. That was a fast count. It was a lot faster than our standard counts that we usually have over here. As Tank right now watches as Diamond takes Malik down onto the ring mat. As now Tank goes on his offense and tries to bring his A game, but Malik shuts it down pretty quickly. Spear from him. Is he down for the count, people? 1, 2, 3. Nice job. Next week, we will see Vince 6 versus Malik Storm, accompanied by Mel Storm.
Like a drum in the night, whispers of chaos take flight. Skies cracking open, it's time to ignite. No calm, no peace, just fight. Feel the wind howl.
Nice job to everyone who competed. Tank, Diamond, and Malik. Even our special... Hey, look, there he is. As everyone claps for him, as he now leaves the ring. But wait, he's stopping. Oh my god, Thiago Santos, who was in our main event tonight, people, taking down Vince 6. As now, another, whatever you call that, I don't even know what to call that. Another spear. Taunting. Okay, folks, next up is, we'll figure that out later, but next up is a promo from the Terminator, Devin Young.
They say no man walks out of his own story. But then you look at me, 7 towering feet of titanic muscle with the power to crush entire armies with my bare hands. When you step in that ring with me, winning becomes secondary because you hope and pray that you survive the encounter. Dread it, run from it. Judgment Day arrives just the same.
Up first in our main event of the night is Thiago Santos, who, if you just saw a while ago, literally just beat down Vince 6. And I got reports from medical. Nothing major, just a brain development. Should still be next week against Legion. Vince actually did request that he wants Thiago to win the match. So, I'll see what I can do. But anyway, he got the name Roberto. He is one of the only few people to graduate from the third rank of the Academy, following along with Devin Young, who, as we saw, just put a promo right before this. And another thing, notice, who also appeared last week in all fire gear, since he is. Ooh. What could be going on here?
Step into the dark where the whispers creep. A kingdom of lies where
Jacob
the
coming out
shadows
to a new
weep.
persona
Underneath the
this
mask
time.
is the truth you
Come out with a
fear.
lantern.
Closer, closer,
So,
it draws near.
He's calling himself the Cure
It
now.
draws near.
He says he is the Cure and the
Can you
one
feel the weight
that will get
of
rid
the
of all of
cracks
this
in
poison in
fate?
the world.
Veil of
And he
shadows
doesn't care who he has to
can't
go
escape.
to. It doesn't matter who it is, where it is,
Every mind
or what
reshapes.
it is.
Veil of
Because he
shadows
will do whatever it takes
feel the
to
pull.
beat down.
You're a fragment now. Never
Along with the
hold.
lantern also tributing to one of his favorite wrestlers he grew up with as a kid, that being Bray Wyatt, who is an inspiration to us all. And that's all I can really say for him, since I don't know much about this new persona,
of the lines you've crossed. Veil of
I can't wait to
shadows
see what to do with it
can't
on
escape.
Ground Zero.
Every truth dissolves. Every mind reshapes. Veil of shadows feel the pull. You're a fragment now. Never whole. Can you feel the cost of the lines you've crossed? Can you feel the cost of the lines you've crossed? Veil of shadows can't escape.
Yes, this is a underground match, no countouts, no pinfalls. You can only win by knockout, TKO, or make your opponent submit. So, I guess to let the games begin. As the match starts, Thiago with a kick right to Jacob, but Jacob counters with another kick as he hits him with a backbreaker, people. What is going to be next for this man right here? Jacob right now starting off on his offense right now as he already tries to go for a submission on Thiago. Will he be able to go for the submission or will he not be? I don't know. Failed submission, and now Thiago is on the offense. So these two don't really have any bad blood. They do, however, both want results. Both of them have legacies that they plan to carry. And especially even with Jacob winning the new hardcore championship after he, let's just say, cut his promo, and let's just say he made some major changes to it. Said he made it his, and how his legacy stood with that belt. And anybody who held it after is going to be less important, less powerful, less pittier than him. And anyway, we got Jacob right now locking Thiago Santos, breaking his fingers, people. Just breaking them right onto the back as Jacob just continues his offense right now. Santos as he locks Jacob in and tosses him aside right now, but Jacob continues his offense as he tries to get a fighting chance right now. Straight punch to none other than Jacob. As now he just punches after punch. Who's gonna win this, people? Thiago Santos calling for Jacob to get up. As that's when Jacob gets picked up. Bench pressed. F5. Thiago Santos has beat Jacob.
Night falls. Arise. The mission's live. The dark, you feel the dread.